Hi Charu, how are you? Thank you for sending in your essay so quickly. This is great, but I know you're under pressure because you're working. We say to students, please try it within 24 hours, but we know that that is really hard if you're working. So you do what you can. It seems to me you're making great progress, and don't worry about how long it takes you to write, because that will get faster. As you get more confident with the structure of the writing, you will be able to kind of make your ideas fit into that structure, and that will speed you up as well. Okay, so this is great, seriously good. Yeah, do the benefits of part-time work. Yeah, so advantages or disadvantages. So, introduction, very nice, very clear. The issue of whether students should work part-time while studying or attend, I would say only full-time education. You attend education, you attend to a patient, but you attend education. But I would put here emphatic only full-time education, because you're talking about, like, do they only work or do they work and have a job, has grown in importance over the last decade. Since the last decade, yeah, okay, or over the last decade. Although students can, now I don't think you can have a veil. It doesn't work here. It doesn't quite sound right. I would say gain practical experience along with theoretical knowledge. It must not be forgotten that it can lead to undue stress and poor educational outcome. Yes. And then you're introducing your essay. Really nice intro. This, wow. Seriously, wow. Pink for perfect. It's an amazing paragraph. Look, totally perfect paragraph. Wow. I love this. There's nothing I can say. It's amazing. Ample evidence to support the fact that young people who work during their educational years excel because they've got relevant knowledge. Exactly. So that's your topic statement. You've backed it up. You've told me why. So this is the layout, which is amazing. Lovely words, academic enhancement, interpersonal skills, great vocab. This view was echoed by a survey. So now there's your example, which you're introducing really nicely. This is more sophisticated than, for example. So that's really, really lovely. Well done using this structure here. And then you're kind of proving, backing up your example. Okay, so absolutely perfect. Seriously good. Well done. Next paragraph. In contrast, even though there are, you need an adjective to go with consequences here. I would say maybe worthwhile consequences, because you've told me this is the good bit. So maybe put in her worthwhile consequences to working simultaneously with education. The majority of students prefer to work occasionally. Okay, working simultaneously, working only occasionally. Okay, but careful. Sorry, just spotted that, because we're only talking about part-time anyway. We're not talking about doing full-time jobs. Yeah. So we're talking about here. So when you say work, I'm assuming you mean work part-time. So here, I mean, I think it will be difficult for you to work. It will be difficult for you to work at the same time as yours. So I think this is a little bit unclear, maybe, as to whether you mean part-time or whether you mean full-time. Do you see the problem I have? So I think you want to say, although there are worthwhile consequences to working simultaneously, instead of this bit, yeah, you want to be saying there can be drawbacks. So yes, it's a good idea, which is what you said here, but however, there can be dangers. So I would just change that line. That's taking me off in the wrong direction. But here you're back on the right track. This can cause mental and physical pressure, yes, because they have to maintain the balance or a balance between work and their educational needs. Additionally, learners may struggle. I think we can have may in here rather than big statements. Struggle to cope with their scholastic requirements, such as, like is too informal, such as the timely submission of assessment tasks to, yes. Maybe give me something else to do with their scholastic requirements. Timely submission of assessment tasks and attendance to lectures and tutorials. Yeah, let's keep it academic. I don't think you need this. I think that is confusing. I would take that out. Sorry, from there, together to occupation, take that out. Do you see what I mean? So then you've got this working can cause mental and physical pressure because they have to maintain the balance between work and educational needs. Additionally, learners may struggle to cope with the scholastic requirements, such as, so you're telling me what these are, timely submission of assessment tasks and attendance to lectures and tutorials. Boom. Yeah? That's what happens if you work too hard. You don't do that. For instance, recent studies by USA demonstrate that students are performing poorly due to, poorly in university, due to time constraints and lack of concentration, yes. Consequently, the drawbacks, yes. This is good at the same time, is a reduction. So the drawback, keep that into a noun. A reduction in, the productivity. Then I think that paragraph works nicely. I'm only just trying to organise it, or just kind of clarify it, so that the coherence, make sure I can understand it properly. I hope I've got what you meant. But then the organisation is good. That's absolutely fine. Well done. So your conclusion's good. Although working and attending educational institution, attending an, because you've got a singular there, at the same time is justifiably the ideal concept, yes. There are still some benefits of just focusing on education. However, because I think you're contrasting again, in modern times, students are gradually understanding the significance of a combination. Yes, really, really nice. It's a super essay. Really, really good. I'm very impressed. You're absolutely working flat out, and it really shows in the quality of what you're writing. Great stuff. Okay, this task one is a lot better as well. I'm still going to say you can give me more numbers. Remember, you have given me more, but looking at this paragraph here, there's no numbers at all. So I think we need, give me the numbers. Remember, this is maths. Kind of maths. So, introduction, this is perfect. This chart, what kind of chart is it? Yeah, it's a pie chart. So tell me it's a pie chart. I need to know that you know the difference between the pie chart and the bar chart. Depicts the demand. So 7 subjects. We don't need you can list all of them. Yeah, physics, blah, 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 blah. In schools in Germany, yeah, absolutely fine. Okay? It's fine to list them. It's important that you tell me what you can see here. Imagine I couldn't see it and I had to draw it. So I need to know the information. Of all subjects, physical education was the most popular, good, superlative. Among the students in that year, good, 22%, followed by history, yes, good, perfect. Comparatively, yes. IT was the least accepted, okay, or enjoyed or rated, are the other words you could use. Amongst them, with only 3.7%, yeah, quite surprising. Biology and history were near similar in popularity. I don't know if we can have near to similar. Oh, okay. We're near to similar in popularity, ranging, rather than have and. Let's join it up. Comma. Ranging between. Ranging between, which is fine, yeah. Or you can have in a range of is the other way to use it. Blah and blah. Okay. If you had ranging between is perfect for yours. If you had a range of, you don't have to be so accurate. You could say in a range of 6 to 7%. Yeah, you could then it's a more vague use, but ranging between, and then you've got the precise ones there. Respectively, yes, Ben's favourite word. Well done. Similarly, again. Maths and physics, this is very nice. Maths and physics, which, comma here for a relative clause, which belong to the more preferred category. Yeah. Witness the difference of this in their demands. And then, yes, nice. And then tell me at X and Y. Yeah. A more preferred category, I'm put were maybe instead here. I don't quite know what to add it in. Hang on a minute. Were second, or hang on, and fourth in. Sorry, hang on. in popularity after history and physics. Yeah. Yeah, history and P. Okay. So then we're using different mathematical words. Yeah. Physics and maths, which were third and fourth in popularity after then go in for witnessed. So you'd be putting my relative clause, this bit, in instead of that bit, and then you pick up here. Witness the difference of whatever. Okay, then I think that you've got a nice, quite elegant structure there. According to the graph, the popularity of all subjects was widely dispersed. Yes. So no one course had a majority. Notably, these ones constituted the major demand. Yeah. Okay, at, over, whatever. 50% of the total? 70% of the total? So 7/10 of the total? Something like that? Is that the same? No, 70% of the total. So tell me what it is here. This, I think, is an empty sentence. You don't need to draw a conclusion, so I think you can cut that. But in contrast, coming off for this, I say, however, it can be seen that the science subjects, X, Y, Z, totaled almost X%, or over half of all choices compared to humanities. So humanities are history and geography. That would be a better way to wrap it up and then throw some numbers in there. But again, much better than the one before, and you seem more confident. It's better organized, and you're using really nice words to hang it together without it getting really boring. So again, congratulations on that one. It's a good response. Yay, Charu, well done. Talk to you later.